Right, I wanted to come in here and talk about the new Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer, directed by Sam Raimi, and that bit is the bit that is interesting because this movie's going to be really fun. I just know it's going to be really fun because of the kind of very Spider-Man centric nature of Spider-Man No Way Home, and I mean that as though yes, it was multiversal, but the characters that we saw were characters from previous Spider-Man movies that had come before. This one is just going all out with it. So, most of the trailer is seeing things that are in the MCU already. So, we have new characters being introduced. America Chavez, which, not a character that I'm very familiar with, but it's interesting to get new characters in the MCU as a whole. And, we've got supposedly Nightmare's going to be in this. We've got the evil Doctor Strange from What If is going to be in this. We've got this green bull bison character, which I cannot remember the name of for the life of me. They're not named in this, but I know that they're for a short while they took over from Wong as the assistant of Doctor Strange, but it was very short for a very short span of time. Not a character that I'm familiar with. Again, I think I've read one comic with them in, but it's interesting to get new characters, and obviously they already have a figure, so that's interesting. A lot of interesting things. I'm going to go into the more cool stuff later on, but the movie looks like it's Nightmare, essentially. It's Nightmare centric. He's going to be the big bad. Baron Mordo's doing stuff. He's in 1 second of the trailer. And then we've got obviously the evil Doctor Strange. We've got Scarlet Witch doing stuff. We see an evil version of Scarlet Witch as well. And then we start seeing all the wacky, crazy stuff. We've got so Doctor Strange gets imprisoned, and then this guy comes out who's the keeper of this prison, and it's a bald man. And at the end of the trailer, we hear Patrick Stewart's voice. So Professor Xavier's in this, which probably leads to more X-Men being in this. And obviously, if they throw in more X-Men, and that explains the shirt as well. But if there's more X-Men in this, that could lead to potentially Wolverine, potentially Hugh Jackman could be in this movie. I've seen theories of Robert Downey Jr. as a version of Doctor Strange, and possibly Benedict Cumberbatch as a version of Iron Man in this as well. That would be cool. I don't think they would do that, because I feel like this multiverse stuff is more on the line of bringing back characters you like and bringing back characters from the movies you like. So if we're going to see Patrick Stewart's Professor X, we're probably going to see Sir Ian McKellen's Magneto as well. And we'll probably... I've heard rumours of Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I don't know how true that is, because obviously that's not a movie that people are necessarily that fond of. But people aren't necessarily that fond of Spider-Man 3, and Sandman was in No Way Home, as was Electro, and people aren't necessarily that fond of Amazing Spider-Man 2 either. So maybe Ben Affleck's Daredevil will be in this, and maybe possibly we're going to see a team up between Charlie Cox and Ben Affleck. That would be insane, but, you know, dreamers can dream, and, you know, we're living in a timeline, in a world where that is possible. That is something that we could see on the big screen at some point. I don't know if that would happen, because it's not something a lot of people are screaming for. I think I'm the only person that wants to see Charlie Cox and Ben Affleck both as Daredevil on the same screen. But, you know, make it happen. Give us like Dolph Lundgren, Thomas Jane, the bloke who played him in Punisher Warzone, and John Bernthal. Give us like the quadruplets of Punishers. Give us all of the Punishers in one movie. Do it, Marvel. You know you can. You know, you've had every Spider-Man. Why not every Punisher? Why not have Punisher No Way Home? You know, with a character like Doctor Strange, when you're doing the multiverse thing, it's a lot more open-ended, because there hasn't been a Doctor Strange before Benedict Cumberbatch, unless if you're going into the shitty 80s one, which he may actually make an appearance if that actor isn't already dead. Or I'm going to research into that anyway, and I'll put a thing whether that actor is dead or not. But if that actor isn't dead, then, you know, chuck him in this movie. He could make a cameo. You know how Lou Ferrigno makes a cameo in every Hulk movie? You know, the two that there's been. Why don't you put him in this movie? You know, that would be cool. You know, but then again, they didn't have the Japanese Spider-Man in No Way Home, so, you know, you can hope what you can hope, and you dream what you dream. But, you know, this movie looks like a lot of fun. No Way Home was a lot of fun. No Way Home was really good. So, more multiverse stuff, please. You know, as long as the movie tells a compelling story, and we have, you know, more character development for Doctor Strange, a character that at this point has been more interesting in movies that aren't his own, but he's also been more interesting the more and more we see him, because he's like still an asshole. He's like the one superhero that's still a dick. Like, he went through his like character development and his character growth that went from being a dick that doesn't care about people to being a dick that, you know, that does care about people. And, you know, that I like that character, and I want to keep that throughout the rest of the movies. I don't want to like Doctor Strange, if that's what I mean. I don't want to, you know, obviously I want to root for Doctor Strange. I want him to win, but I don't want to like him in the same way that you like Peter Parker, in the same way that you root for Peter Parker. You root for Peter Parker because he's a nice guy. You root for Doctor Strange because everyone else that he fights is evil. You know, he's just a bit of a knob, you know, so he's just a good guy that is a bit of a knob. He's a hero that's a bit of a knob, you know, and that's what they need to keep with Doctor Strange throughout the rest of the movies. And it looks like that's what he's doing here. Looks like he's not necessarily that fazed by seeing an evil version of himself. He's not that fazed by seeing Baron Mordo turn to the dark side. He's not that fazed by seeing an injured Wong. He's not that fazed by seeing the multiverse. He's just like, I fucked up. I've got to do something about it. Wanda, I don't care about what you did in Westview. I need your help. You know, that's what Doctor Strange is to me. Anyway, you know, that's just me. I'm really excited for this movie. I'm really excited to see what they put into it, and I'm really excited to see where this movie leaves Doctor Strange at the end of it. Because No Way Home left Spider-Man at a really interesting point. at the end of that one. So yeah, I'm more interested in that, and I think I'm more interested in seeing who cameos in this and how they make it, how much they can put into this movie without it feeling bloated. I want to know a runtime, and I want to know, like, because Sam Raimi has a track record of when he puts a lot of things into a movie, the movie suffers for it. Just look at Spider-Man 3. He put both, maybe he has like a vision for this movie and what he wants it to be, or he got told this is what we're doing and just go ham with all of your ideas that you want to do with it. If that's the case, if he hasn't been, written into a corner and being told this is how you have to lay out this film, I think because it's Sam Raimi, they might have given him a bit more free rein. Because the guy, when he makes a good movie, he makes one of the best. He made Spider-Man 2, for fuck's sake. That makes me think that Tobey Maguire's going to be in this, by the way. Sam Raimi, he loves Tobey Maguire. I think Tobey Maguire loves him. I think they're going to get on an island and have babies together. So, Tobey Maguire needs to be in this movie, I think, because he's already in the MCU as a character. So maybe see his like world and that universe and see where that kind of leaves it, and maybe see some more of the characters from that. I don't know. I guess. So that's kind of my thing on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I'm really excited for this movie. I'm just excited for what Marvel brings out, to be honest. Last year was a bit of a dud. Most of the 2 out of the 3 movies that came out last year were kind of alright. Shang-Chi was very middle of the road. I think it's my least favourite MCU movie, just because of how much that final act just kind of takes away from everything the movie was doing well. Eternals was, again, very mid. I liked it. I loved it, actually, but I know a lot of people didn't get anything from the movie, and it alienated a lot of people who watched it. And I can see all the criticisms with it, but I like it. And No Way Home was a win. No Way Home was a massive win in my book. I think it's one of the best movies in the MCU, if not up there. And it's certainly, I certainly put it up there with one of my favourite Spider-Man movies of all time, just because of what it did and how much love it had, and bringing back Daredevil. That's the main thing. Bringing back Daredevil. I think that's the best thing. Put Charlie Cox in more things now. You can do it, and bring back John Bernthal. Do those 2 things, and I will love you forever, Marvel. I will love you forever, Kevin Feige. You already have my love, but you'll make it forever by putting John Bernthal in more stuff. So yeah, that kind of ends it. This is less of me talking about the trailer, more of me talking about what I want in movies going forward, and that is just put the Netflix people into more stuff and just go ham. Just go ham with the multiverse thing. Just go ham. Just go ham. Just go ham. See you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys in my streams over at Twitch TV /Luke1does2stuff. I'm going through Destiny 2 at the moment, trying to see how those streams go, so that I know whether to get the Witch Queen expansion, because in my head I'm either buying that or buying Shadows of whatever, Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. Either one of those 2. If Destiny doesn't do well, I'm buying Shadows of Paradise. If Destiny does well, I'm buying the Witch Queen. So yeah, hop on over to my streams. subscribe, notification bell, like, comment, all that lovely good stuff. If there's any characters you want to appear in this movie from other movies, in other Marvel movies pre-MCU, anyone that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.